Morning, 6th standard. This is Mrs.Sheela Bosco to take you to the next part of the lesson, the body movements. Here, children, we'll be learning about the muscular system little later. Before that, when we are learning about skeletal system, you're supposed to learn the muscles also. Without muscles, the movements, it's not possible. Only a bone cannot move. The muscles will help them to move. The muscles, all the muscles work in pairs. Pairs means two muscles together. They will have a contracting movement. Contract means just go in and out, pull in and pull out. Like that, they just do it. The bone is pulled in one direction and pulled it back. The other muscle of the pair relaxes. See, one bone is pulling it in the front, the other muscle will be relaxed. That is why they always work in pairs. The bone is in opposite direction. The relaxed muscles contract to pull the bone towards the original position. See, when the relaxed muscle, again what it will do, it will pull back to the original position. Suppose you are moving your hand this direction, then again that is one muscle will pull it in the front. Again the other muscles will be relaxing now. The other, after we finish the work, automatically it will pull it back. That is why they always work in pairs. It cannot push it, they will only pull it. We have muscles in different types. Your biceps contract and triceps expand. All that will be in the the muscular system we'll be learning. This is a small bit, just I added the last because it's the important thing. Last week I showed you the skeleton and the divisions of skeleton. Today I'm going to teach you the main parts of the skeletal system. We'll start from the top. The top is a cranium. Then you have a vertebra, single vertebra. See, all the 33 vertebra makes the backbone. Then you have 12 pairs of ribs. Some are connected to the central bone, some are floating. The connected bone is called sternum. Then you have a hand. The main bones are radius and ulna. Both have a connection with the joint. The same way, in the knee part, you have tibia and fibula. Then if you come down, you have talus. And all this you will learn little more parts with the expansion. Then the knee point, we have a round bone that is called patella. The biggest bone in our body is a thigh bone, is called femur. Now you have the hip bone, it's called pelvis. Then when you go above the L joint, you have the humerus, and the shoulder joint you called as a scapula. Again, I'll just repeat: head bone, cranium, single bone in the vertebral column, we call it as a vertebra. 12 pairs of ribs that protects all the soft organs, and the sternum which connects both the sides of the ribs. Radius and ulna, there are two bones in the hand. Tibia and fibula, two bones in the leg. Talus, the down part of your leg. Patella is the knee part. Femur is the biggest bone in the thigh part. Pelvic is in the hip part. Humerus is in the above the L joint. Scapula on the shoulder side. Now slowly we'll go one by one again with a lot of explanation. With that I am finishing skeletal system explanation. Then we'll take part by part. Thank you. Children, now we are going to the topmost part of our body, that is the head. It's made up of 8 cranial bones. I told you the whole thing we call it as a cranium. This cranium got 8 bits. These 8 bits are interlocked. Interlocked means, see, when you put the zip of your bag and see, there are two teeth like things. It will be interlocking, then we'll close it. It will make it very strong. The same way, in the head, the bones are interlocked. There are 8 cranial bones are interlocked. The skull has two main parts. That is, one is a cranium, already I told you, and the frontal bone. The other part, I'll tell you what is it. The cranium bone are flat and it's held firmly like a zipper. That's what I told you, it's like a zip. It covers and protects the brain. The facial bones comprises the upper jaw, lower jaw, few other bones. The lower jaw, then I'll talk about the lower jaw a little later because it has to be explained well. Then you have includes a pair of eye sockets, and the form of the safety, we have eye sockets, and you have upper and lower jaw. Now we'll go to the cranial bones. There are 8 cranial bones that protects the main organ of our body, that's the brain. Now we'll just look at it. Just they have colored it. We don't have a color like this. To make you understand, they just color it. There is one bone called ethmoid that is there in front of you. Alright? The pink color at the side. See, whenever you say headache, miss, sphenoid. That's the bone called sphenoid. The frontal bone, I told you already, it's a very important bone. And then a parietal, 2 bones are there in parietal bone. Temporal, you have 2 bones. Occipital, you have 1 bone. Altogether, 8 cranial bones that take care of us. Then, all these bones are not movable. You cannot move your head bones or you cannot move your face bones except the lower jaw. Only movable bone in the head is a lower jaw. Without a lower jaw, you cannot talk, you cannot eat, you cannot do anything. So, keep it in mind, only movable bone, it is the lower jaw. This much will do for 6th standard about the head. Now we'll move on to the next part of the body. Are you clear? Should I explain again? Your faces are bright. I could see. Good. I'll continue. I'll go to the next part of the body. I'll just meet you 1 second. Yes, children, I'm back with the backbone. Right? Already you know you have 33 vertebrae are arranged in order to safeguard our spinal cord, because spinal cord only carries all the messages from the brain to all parts of the body. This vertebral column or backbone we have from the neck till the hip. There are 33 pairs. If you take one, each are arranged in order that every backbone can bend. See, if you just bend your neck, yes, you can bend it. Bend your backbone, yes, you can bend it. Bend your hip, yes, you can bend it. Now, according to the positions, we have named it in different part. Cervical. Cervical means neck side. The neck side. You have cervical, one group of bones. Next is thoracic. That is the middle part of our backbone. Then lumbar region. That is almost above the hip. The last part is the sacrum. When you just look at the picture, there is one tail like that is called coccus. This is a side view and one is the back view. Both are same. Both are same. One is a side view, another one is the back view. Actually the back, it is like this only. See this tail, it's like a worm. Please don't take it. Both are same but taken in a different directions. The backbone or vertebral column is composed of 33 bones. I already told you. A ring-like vertebra, just a single vertebra. If you see, I think it is there in your book. They'll have a small opening in the center. Through that only the spinal cord is protected. If a person loses the sense, means there is some problem in the spinal cord. Spinal cord is protected with this 33 bones from the back till the hip. Can you understand? If it is the neck side, we call it as a cervical, little below thoracic, little below lumbar, and then sacrum, then coccus. This is one is a lateral view, another one is a back view. This only keep us bending, standing, whatever way you want to sit. See, I want to tell you one thing. Here, general knowledge. This I have told you many times in the class, even in 5th standard, 4th standard, 3rd standard, I think I told. The backbone is a bone that keeps us straight. You must have seen some old people, they'll be bending and walking. It's because they have not practiced keeping the bone straight. See, prolonged keeping your bone bent. Always you people are keeping the bag first position and you are trying to sit in a posture where your backbone is not straight. If you just go on like this, after some time we will become old like tatas and patis and we will walk like that. Already I have seen some children hunching and walking. I have seen they put their thoracic, just put their head and walk. I will always tell them, keep your backbone straight. Why you want to bend your head, bend your shoulder? No need. This is a lifelong problem. Hereafter, don't give. Books are important, but your backbone is much more important than that. Keep your book down. The chair is for you to comfortably sit and enjoy and think. Wherever you sit, keep your backbone straight and sit. Lifelong, your backbone will take care of you. You can put your head straight and walk. Can you do it? At least in 6th standard we are starting. Okay? Just give a minute. I'll go on to the next part of the continuation of body movement, children. I'm sorry, it's a long lesson. We have to take bit by bit, part by part. Now we are going to the hind limbs and forelimbs, so-called hand and legs. Almost both of them have a same pattern of bones. We are naming it a little differently, but the pattern goes almost same. When you take the hand, when I am just talking, you will have your picture in front of you. If you look at the picture, the hand picture will be there. Just look at the picture. Upper arm, forearm. Upper means topmost. Upper arm, forearm, wrist. Where the wrist, just you have to bend, near the fingers. Palm or open hand. and fingers. This is the part of the hand. Usually we call it as, this is the words we use it. In English we use these words. Now we'll go from the finger, the scientific names, that is the names in the skeleton it is given. We have, can you see the joint in the fingers? Yes. In between the joint we have a small part. It is called phalango. Then you have a metacarpus. The phalango is the topmost part. The down part we call it as a metacarpus. Near the wrist, all the kuti bones, that small bones, we call it as a carpus. When you look at the upper bones, there are two bones. Near the small finger side, you have ulna. Thumb side, you have radius. And you have a long bone after the joint. Elbow joint, you have a humerus. The bone which is joined in the shoulder, we call it as a scapula. And you have clavicle. That is also a bone that helps to join in the shoulder. These are the names of the bones, what I told you before. Now the same pattern you have for the leg. Just look at the leg. Your picture will be there in the front for you. Just look at the picture. The same thing in the thing. You have thigh. That is the topmost, near the pelvic, hip, near the hip. Lower leg, that's a down part. And ankle. Ankle is where we wear the golsu, the ladies. The gents wear what you call, you to put your shoes. That part where the part joint, that's called as ankle. And you have a feet. Feet you know very well. And the toes. And the toes. Hand we call it as fingers. Leg we call it as toes. So both are same. Now we'll go again from the down. Phalanges. There are 14 phalanges. The same thing. That's a long small bones. We call that as a 14 phalanges you have. And metatarsals. There are 5. That is another small bones which connect the feet to the other bones. And tarsals you have 7. All these are in the feet, which they are all small bones. Here the fibula, small toe, kuti toe. Near that you have a fibula, and big toe you have the tibia. Then a little upper you go, you have a knee joint. That bone already I told you, that is a patella. Then you have a femur, that is the biggest bone in our body. It is called a thigh bone. I think, are you clear about the hand and legs, the common names as well as your science names? Now we'll move on to the cage. I'm going to put you in cage. Or the chest bones. The chest bones form the cage. What cage? They join together and they form the cage. It is cone shaped. If you look at the picture is in front of you. Just look at it, it's a cone shaped. I think about the ice cream, no problem. Cone ice cream. It encloses the heart and the lungs. It is the main part. The heart and lungs, both are very soft parts, both are very sensitive parts, both have to be protected, because how we are protecting the brain, the same amount of concentration we have to give for the heart and lungs. At the back, it is made up of 12 pairs of bones. Pairs means two bones joined together. I think I have to tell you about cartilages here. Already I told you about cartilages. It is a bone, but it's a soft bone. You can bend that bone. Here, in the chest bone, mixture of two, the hard and soft bones. You have cartilages that connects, right? We'll go with the 12 pairs. The 12 pairs join in the front at the back. All the 12 pairs are not joined. I'll tell you how many have joined. We call those bones as ribs. We call it as the rib bones, are attached to the sides of vertebra. Vertebra, already I told you, I showed you one single vertebra there. Now you have so many vertebrae at the back. It is joined there. 10 of them are attached. The front at the back. They have attached by a cartilage. See, it is showed in blue. That is all cartilages, soft bones. To the breastbone and the front. See, they are forming a cage, 10 pairs, forming the cage by joining in the front bone as well as at the backbone. Then what is the rest? Rest, 2 pairs, that is 4 bones are called as a floating bones. That is not either joined in the front or not joined at the back. Now, they joined at the back, not in the front. That's why they're just floating. We call them as a floating bones. This ribs, see, just run and see. If you're running, the heart expands. The lung expands. What happens? Your rib shows. Your chest bone has to show. That is you're running or you're breathing very fast. How? Even another person, suppose you're running and coming, your mother will ask, why did you run? Where did you go? What did you do? How she's finding out? The way your chest movement. All the bones are rigid means all the bones are hard. It's not possible. We have cartilages there. That is why the cartilage is like a elasticity. It's just move in the front at the back. Okay. That moves in the front at the back. That allows the movement. Are you clear about the ribs, rib bones? How it protects the soft organs, floating ribs, how many pairs of ribs, all that. Are you clear? Yes. I'm happy. I think I could see some beautiful smiling faces. Yes, thank you children. I'll continue. The next bit I'll continue again. I'll come back.